And in the locker room, each guy has been going over and through his own routine to get ready. But once they take the floor, they're one single unit. It's NBA basketball on 2K Sports. We're glad you could join us on this exciting Friday night matchup. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy. And we've got Alan LaForce reporting from the sideline. And now a look at the upcoming schedule for the Utah Jazz. On Monday, they'll go up against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. Then on Wednesday, they'll be playing against Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers.
Then you know for that matchup with Charlotte, it's going to be their 6th contest on the year. Fans will be curious to see how this team continues to form as the season goes on.
The starters for the Utah Jazz, Filipowski's out there with Walker Kessler. Then there's Markkanen. Then it's George, and it's Bailey in at the shooting guard. And for Sacramento, in the front court, the forwards will be DeRozan and Murray. Backcourt guards are Schroeder and Levine. And it's Sabonis in at the 5 down low. We got minutes, we have rotations. These elements, Greg, are very much in the works at this time of the season.
And I tell you, a hot streak from a role player might earn them a starting spot. And further success can really shake things up. Giving everyone a fair chance is key.
And so it's the Kings getting on the board first. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Filipowski. For 3. Sacramento grabs the miss. This is their first chance this season playing the Jazz.
And they'll be doing their best to establish superiority over this club, something they failed to do a year ago.
Now, here's DeRozan coming off 31 points last game.
DeRozan not trying to do too much inside.
And so George will bring it up for the Jazz. It's a 5-point game. Pass to Markkanen. Kessler, a screen on DeRozan. Markkanen, good.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now, here's DeRozan. There's the lob to Sabonis.
Yeah, DeRozan is an intelligent playmaker, opening up the floor for his team with the pick and roll.
And so just over a minute and a half played. Pass to Kessler. Filipowski in the corner. Bailey sends a screen for George. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Now here's Murray. Schroeder outside. Screen by Sabonis. And it's Schroeder missing.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
Outside, Markkanen. George looking over the floor. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. And that makes it a tie ball game.
Well, gobbling up boards is what Kessler does best. Got some points out of that one, too.
DeRozan on the wing. And DeRozan throws it down.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Bailey passes to Filipowski. And there's the foul. It's on Keegan Murray. That is his first foul of the game.
Team foul.
Kessler passes to George. Kessler setting the pick for George. 6 to shoot. From the high post. And it's George again missing. And here's Levine who brings it up for the Sacramento Kings. I'm told now by our producer, do we have him, guys? Okay, we do. We have a call coming in from Shams Charania. Shams, thanks for joining us. What do you have?
Well, the Jazz have traded away a lot of their veterans. All-star Lauri Markkanen still remains. After a down shooting season a year ago, perhaps he needs to build his value back up around the league, or they would consider moving him
He can heat up in a hurry, that's for sure. We appreciate the update. Thanks, Shams. So it's the Jazz now after the three-pointer from Zach LaVine.
Well, what I love about Walker Kessler, he's a 7-footer who plays like a 7-footer.
Markkanen against DeRozan. Over Markkanen. Set it up with the fake, but it's offline. Jazz trail by 3. Looking for Filipowski and gets it there. Here's Bailey, still without a basket. And they double up Markkanen. And here's George for 3. Rebound by the Kings. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
Man, that game goes down to the wire. Both teams exhausted, but only one has something left for the encore.
Yeah, this is the kind of game you come away thinking coulda, woulda, shoulda. Sometimes it just doesn't go your way.
Jazz have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Jazz passing it around. Markkanen a screen on LaVine. Bangs home the trifecta.
Well, for a rookie, Bailey has great confidence in his shot. Not bashful from letting it fly from deep.
Outside DeRozan. Right side Sabonis. For 3, LaVine. Filipowski grabs the board.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
It's George on the wing. He's guarded by Schroeder. The shot by George, no good.
Well, this period, he's been his own worst enemy, and now he's pressing.
George against Schroeder. On the wing, LaVine. Over Kessler. Out to DeRozan. Over Markkanen. And DeRozan with the basket on the assist by Sabonis. DeRozan's got 8 points.
Well, DeRozan is a big-time scorer. Off the dribble, off the catch, he can do it all.
George against Schroeder. And it's Bailey in the corner. And Utah, another 3.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
Well, Keegan Murray wants to excel at both ends, and he said, quote, "My defense wasn't where it needed to be, so I got a little faster, a little stronger, tried to figure out how to be physical defensively and be effective. Them trusting me to guard helps the other guys so they can focus more on offense." Kevin?
All right, Allie, thanks a lot. And Doug Christie wants a timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Some changes for Sacramento. Monks checked in for DeRozan. And Russell Westbrook subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. Sacramento's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. Murray outside. Pass to Monk from outside the arc. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. And so Markkanen will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. They trail by 1. You know, Greg, in recent seasons, Lauri Markkanen has taken on a leadership role.
And Markkanen has been the featured player on some very young teams, and he's really embraced that role, proving to be a positive influence both on and off the court.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Back to Westbrook. Pass to Levine. Monk outside. Sabonis sets the pick for Monk. And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession. A different look for Utah. Sensabaugh is checked in. And it's Collier in for Baylor. Westbrook way outside. Sacramento again missing. Jazz have gotten 8 of their 13 shots to find the bottom of the bucket. Three-pointer, Markkanen. Sacramento grabs the miss. Sabonis has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And then Monk with the dunk.
What a leap to the rim by Monk. Going up high where the defense can't stop it.
Jazz shooting it from their comfort zone so far. In this one, 57% from the field. Here's Sensabaugh. Guarded by Levine. Here's Collier. Drills it from outside. And the Jazz lead by 3.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
Outside, Levine. Some nice ball movement here by the Kings. And it's sent back by Kessler.
Something Kessler does so well. A towering 7-footer who takes pride in protecting the rim.
Now, here is George. We saw him with 19 points his last outing. And Kessler throws it down.
Super work on the boards. Boy, they really want to put their foot down on him now.
Yeah, and once you've got him on the ropes, Greg, just keep swinging away.
Yeah, this is the spot where coaches want you to be relentless. Don't even give them a glimpse of hope.
And it's Collier missing.
And they have a narrow edge here in rebounding early on, and you wonder what kind of a role that's going to play moving forward.
So sudden once he takes that first step. Westbrook often proves uncontainable on the drive.
He lobs it up. And it's the Kings with the ball. It's a 5-point game. Now, let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
A bit ago, Doug Christie and I were able to chat. We talked about Lauri Markkanen, and I asked him how he wanted his players to guard him tonight. And he said, we can't afford to lose sight of him out on the perimeter because he's a big that can really shoot it, especially when he's operating in the pick and roll. It'll be interesting to see how Markkanen fares against them in this one. Back to you guys.
And Allie, thanks so much. Now, here's Markkanen. Following the missed shot by Sabonis. Back to Markkanen. Shot clock at 6. Kessler a screen on Murray. Markkanen, that's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
A big boost to their chemistry when Markkanen is operating the pick and roll that well. Teams need their bigs to master that set.
Now here's Murray. Still scoreless. Levine looking around. Goes to the reverse layup and claps it in.
They are just killing them on the interior.
We've got 28 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Collier. Markkanen down low. He's covered by Murray. Kessler the screen. And it's Collier missing. Outside, Levine. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so the first quarter is in the books. Jazz lead by 5. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Utah Jazz.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
And I really like how they move the ball tonight. Because of this selfless approach, they are piling up the assists.
On the floor for Utah, getting going here in the second quarter. We've got Jusuf Nurkic, Niang out there with Collier. And it's Mikhailuk in at the 2. Here's Collier, launches it. DeRozan with the rebound. They break, they drop the interim tag for Doug Christie, as he's now the permanent head coach of the Kings.
Well, we'll have to see how permanent that is. The 5th head coach in the last 7 years. That seat is always hot in Sacramento.
Here's Sensabaugh, following the score by DeMar DeRozan. Sensabaugh, that one's in, his first shot this game. The Kings trail by 5. Pass to Eubanks. Back to Monk. Left side, DeRozan. Ripped away. Here's Collier. Niang in the corner. Here's Sensabaugh. Jazz passing it around. Nurkic the pass to Collier. Off target from outside.
Well, you can't question his confidence from out there, but it's not falling. Maybe time for a different approach.
Ellis dishes to Monk. Shoots over Collier. The shot by Monk is no good. Jazz leading by 5. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. And off target as he starts the game 0 for 1. Pass to Ellis. Rosen dishes to Ellis. And here's Westbrook from the arc. Knocks down the 3-ball. Westbrook's got his second bucket tonight.
Well, hey, Westbrook can make this shot. He has a good feel for when to shoot the 3-ball.
Here's Niang. Here's Sensabaugh. Monk defending. Here's Niang. And they come right back with their own 3-pointer.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
And Doug Christie wants a timeout. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. You see a lot of pick and rolls, but you also, Greg, hear about inverted screens. Can you explain to the viewers what that means?
Yeah, that's where your guard actually is the one setting the pick for the bigger player. And having little guys who are willing to put their body on the line, you think of a Steph Curry, a John Stockton, 2 of the best to ever do it.
Shooters check in for Sacramento. The Jazz making a switch here. And now let's have a look at the teams that were last year's best from the free throw line. 4th, the Kings.
Well, as a coach, it's a relief knowing free throws are almost automatic for your guys.
Utah's on defense, leading by 5. DeRozan passes to Eubanks. Pocket 6. Outside DeRozan. Again, the miss by the King.
Well, he's more than comfortable in the mid-range, but you can't make them all.
Pass to Bailey. Now Filipowski. Now here's Markkanen. This one for three. It's rebounded by Schroeder. Westbrook feeling it out a bit. And here's DeRozan. To the paint. Here's Eubanks. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
An underrated playmaker. I like seeing DeRozan share the ball like this.
We know Dennis Schroeder is a great pro, Stan, but he might be even better playing internationally.
Yeah, Kevin, you're right, and there's a few guys like that. We saw it with Dennis Schroeder, that when they're playing for their country, maybe it's the role they have or the confidence that their teammates and coaching staffs have in them at that level, but Dennis Schroeder takes over when he's playing for Germany.
Jazz leading by 3. They set the pick. Bailey passes to Nurkic. Markkanen from outside. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
His strong shooting has really helped them secure this lead.
DeRozan with it. He's got 10. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And from season to season, Coach, DeMar DeRozan remains incredibly consistent.
Yeah, look, he's consistent because he's extremely professional. This guy's always in shape, always ready to play. He knows what his game is, and he plays to that game. Something of a throwback because his game's built on the mid-range shooting, but everybody could use a DeMar DeRozan on their team.
And Stan, Utah has been all about basketball up until last year. The Jazz, the only major professional sporting franchise in the state.
Yeah, now they've got hockey, but from the venerated days of Stockton and Malone in the 80s, basketball has become effectively the state sport of Utah.
Into his mid-30s, the veteran DeMar DeRozan holding up well, Greg.
And such a consistent presence for his team. DeMar plays at his own speed, and he has mastered the art of the mid-range.
And Markkanen throws it down.
Markkanen showing his athleticism, soaring to hammer home the alley-oop.
Schroeder outside. Left side, DeRozan, and he comes up with the deuce. DeRozan's got 14 points for the game.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline.
It's time for the dance game. If you see yourself up on that big screen, then you know what to do. Show us those dance moves. Come on. Everybody get down. Come on. Let's see what you got. You must have left your dancing shoes at home.
And the Kings making a change here. Levine's checked in.
In for your Kings, number 8, Zach LaVine.
On defense, Sacramento. Pass to Bailey. Nice ball movement by Utah. Outside, Markkanen. Good on the triple.
Lauri Markkanen.
Markkanen's got the lead up to 7 now for Utah.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Shooter passes to DeRozan. And it's sent back by Kessler.
And look, Kessler just has a nose for the ball. He is a certified shot blocker.
And we got to take a second look to admire that outstanding block.
Yeah, quick thinking pays off big. What a block.
Saric is checked in for DeMar DeRozan. Keontae George, he's checked in for Utah. Four on the clock. Fires from way outside. No good that time. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Utah. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. Lets the 3 fly, and Zach LaVine pulls it down. We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. A big win here or there can really sustain a rebuilding team, and Utah coach Will Hardy said the results matter in order to keep belief in your process. Seeing the work pay off. The building of a team doesn't happen in one day. The players are staying with it, and they deserve all of the credit for that. Guys?
Okay, Allie, we thank you for the report. 3-pointer, Markkanen. Here's Kessler. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And now a 9-point Jazz lead.
Well, you know, this is where Kessler mostly looks to score. Great work inside.
Pass to LaVine. Sinks the triple. LaVine's got 14 points.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
Markkanen down low. Guarded by LaVine. Out of bounds, Sacramento will take possession.
And looking now at some numbers for Sabonis. Last season, he played outstanding. First in rebounding, 7th in field goal percentage, and he also finished in the top 20 of the assist rankings, making plays for others and making his teammates better.
And getting back to the fact that he led the league in rebounding, you know how hard that is? What a tremendous asset to the team. Sacramento making a switch here. McDermott's checked in. Monk outside. Outside, LaVine puts up a deep 3. Kessler with the rebound. Kessler's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Pass to George. Picked by Markkanen. Beyond the arc. A nice shot by George. 5 points in the game.
A lot of confidence from George shooting a 3 early in his career.
Outside, LaVine. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder.
And what a huge performance for him. I mean, he drained 3 3-pointers in that first quarter, and he's got 2 more here in the second.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust.
Here we go, fans. It's your Sacramento Kings Street Team. Attention, everyone. Now coming on to the hardwood. It's your Sacramento Kings Street Team. Let's get it.
Jones checked in for the Kings. With this break in the action, we can show you the teams that had the most rebounds last season. 5th, the Jazz.
Well, last year they were all over the glass. Their physicality is what helped define their identity.
So it's Utah now. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. George finds Filipowski. Outside for George. In it goes. That's his 3rd bucket. He's missed 5 so far.
Well, great decision there. Kicking it out to a ready shooter.
Monk outside. Back to Levine. Stolen by Kessler. Filipowski passes to George. Makes the shot. Basket number 4 this game. Brings him up to 4 for 9.
Well, he got off to a slow start, but now in the second, he seems to be finding his rhythm.
And it's Schroeder in the corner. Outside, Levine. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got assist number 7 for him tonight. George passes to Bailey. Now Kessler. Pass to George. Now Bailey. Just 5 on the clock. There's the 3. And Kessler throws it down.
Doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off.
Sabonis' screen on George. And it's Schroeder missing.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Pass to Filipowski. Now George. The 3. Bounce pass Kessler. Markkanen from outside. It's hauled in by the Kings. 1:16 left in the first half. And great offensive firepower for the Kings. But you know what, Stan? They know they got to defend.
Well, their head coach, Doug Christie, made his bones at that end. But it's on these players to execute, and that'll be the challenge.
Levine's shot is off. Jazz leading by 9. And he lobs it up toward the rim. And Kessler throws it down.
Well, that's what Kessler brings to this offense. A constant lob threat.
Outside, Levine. Jones sets the pick for Levine. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Utah shooting so far very efficient all around, about 55%. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. George has got the lead up to 14 now for the Jazz. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Back to Schroeder. Schroeder with a screen on Markkanen. Again, Levine missing.
Yeah, not at his most efficient this quarter. He's got to work on finding high percentage shots.
Here's Bailey. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. Lauri Markkanen getting it done for the Jazz. And with his work in that quarter, he has 5 3-pointers in the game now. Quite a showing from long range. Right back after this break.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shots. Drums! They're thinking about the shots. You were so close. Give it up for the participants.
Hello, everybody. We're here to break it all down, and through the first half of play, it's a very commanding lead for the Utah Jazz.
They're just a far more physical team, and it shows up everywhere, particularly on the glass.
Yeah, they're winning the battle of possessions along with pretty much every other battle. Now let's take a moment here for a look at the upcoming schedule.
A look here now at Sacramento. Starting the season with a loss, you know they're ready to fight tonight. Don't want to start out 0-2.
I think the most important thing is they show improvement. Your record at this point in the season won't tell the whole story.
And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. And, you know, Zach LaVine has been really making things happen.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for Utah. 14 points, their largest lead in the game. Murray and Sabonis make up the inside pair. Outside in the perimeter, LaVine and DeRozan. And it's Schroeder in at the 1 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. And it's the Kings with the ball. Following the three-pointer by Utah. LaVine gets the bucket.
Well, it takes confidence to answer back like that. Something LaVine is clearly not lacking.
Poke loose. It's stolen by Schroeder. And now the fast break. Schroeder with the ball. Pass to DeRozan. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. DeRozan's got 17.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
Schroeder passes to Murray. Here's Sabonis. Pass to Schroeder. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Now a chance to see the numbers for George. He had a strong showing last season. He put in about 16 points a game last year, 5 assists and 3 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
Well, this staff loves coaching him, and his teammates love playing with him. He's just an unselfish guy who makes everyone around him better.
Now, here's George. He's got 12. Off target with his 3. Schroeder outside. Inside. And slam dunk by Sabonis.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
Yeah, you know, I like how they're not relying on just one guy to get it done. They're sharing the ball and keeping the defense guessing.
Three-pointer, Markkanen. He watches it go through the hoop for his 8th make. Now 8 for 14.
Yeah, Markkanen staying after it. He has got it going.
Schroeder passes to Murray. Schroeder setting the pick for Murray. Back to Schroeder. And he uses the glass on the layup. Schroeder's got his first bucket in this one.
And still perfect in the second half. 4 straight makes.
Outside, George. Pass to Filipowski. And the call on the shot sends him to the line.
Second personal foul.
So break in the offseason, the Kings made it a priority to address their need at point guard.
I mean, they had multiple combo guards on the roster, but lacked a true lead guard. And they realized they needed someone who could run the offense, hoping Dennis Schroeder can fill that role.
That free throw missing. And maybe more than any team in the West, GA, the Jazz, really committing to the rebuild.
Well, in the West, it seems like you got 13 or 14 teams all trying to win now, and it just doesn't work that way. So it's not just about talent, it's also about timing.
And the second free throw, good. And the real star stand of this Kings team is Domantas Sabonis. Can he anchor them, though, defensively?
Well, Sabonis is not a big-time shot blocker, Kevin, but paint points haven't been their biggest concern. Rather, it's been their struggles closing out the shooters on the perimeter.
Clock at 4. Here's DeRozan, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Markkanen. Puts up a deep three, and they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Here's George. He's got 12. Pass to Bailey. Outside, Markkanen. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet, we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
George against Schroeder. Outside, Levine. Sabonis sets the pick for Levine. And the Kings check on 2 more.
Well, we've seen Levine put up 25+ per game for a season. This guy is on the short list of the best wing scorers.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup.
Here they come, fans. Your 9-1-6 crew. Let's hear it.
We have a chance. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard and reveal last season's top shot blockers. You look at Kessler, a fierce inside defender, tops in the NBA in blocks.
It happened so often. I'd say to myself, there's no way he can get to that shot, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and it go down as another block.
Here's Kessler. 14 points for him. George passes to Filipowski. Nice ball movement by Utah. Shot clock at 6. Three-pointer, Markkanen. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 6 assists in the game. DeRozan against Markkanen, and that's a foul called on Lauri Markkanen. That is his first foul of the game. Sacramento with the ball. Outside DeRozan. Basket number 8 is all good. He's attempted 12 shots.
Well, they're behind, but it's certainly not because of him. He's doing everything he can. He just needs more help from his teammates.
Kessler passes to Bailey. Over Levine. Here's Kessler. He just cannot miss. 8 up, 8 in. Flawless.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Outside, Sabonis. Now here's Levine. He's guarded closely. 6 on the shot clock. Fires it up. Markkanen pulls it in. Utah leading by 12. Coach, you and I were just talking about this the other day. We don't see many finished players in the NBA. I know Lauri is proud of that.
Well, he should be, Kevin, because he's not only a great player, but he's probably a role model for everybody in Finland and proving that you can come from anywhere now in the NBA and make yourself into a great player if you have both the skill and the desire to do so.
Kessler, the screen. No one coverage. 15 points for George.
Well, with a little bit of room, George can splash it down. A fearless shooter.
Now, here's Sabonis. Back to Schroeder. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Remarkable focus by Schroeder, accepting the contact and powering through it.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Utah.
Well, they've been hitting threes at a high clip, and the defense hasn't done enough to challenge them at the line. They need to close out and run them off the three.
And we also got to highlight how lackluster the opposition has been in terms of boxing out. This team is flat out bullying them on the offensive glass.
Well, what coaches like about Dennis Schroeder is his hustle and his mentality. He's looking to aid the team to elevate your offensive efforts, not to have his own big night.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Sacramento making a switch here. Monk's checked in.
Round of applause for your 9-1-6 crew.
Here's Collier. To Kessler. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Bailey passes to Kessler. Here's Collier, and he's good on the three ball. Collier's got 6.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
But no one around him, and he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Jazz leading by 15. To Filipowski. Down low. Here's Bailey. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
Assist from
Bailey's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
Outside DeRozan. On for 3. Kick out to Levine. Good, and it's Sabonis with the assist that time. Sabonis has got 3 assists now in this one. For Utah, they've gone 7 of 10 on their field goal attempts here in the third. And Levine with the block.
How about that swat from Levine? He's got incredible leaping ability.
Here's Bailey. He's got 11. Kessler the screen.
Well, clearly it hasn't been his best game offensively, but collectively, they've still found a way to get the lead.
And in the summer of 2022, Greg, the Utah Jazz traded away their franchise cornerstones, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell.
And that signaled the beginning of their rebuild. But they've overachieved for a couple of seasons now that ended last year when they really bottomed out.
Well, he might be a bit wiry, but LaVine has the strength to take a bump and finish at the rim.
Kessler, a screen on Monk. Filipowski in the corner. 5 on the clock. George, that's a two-pointer. Rebound by the Kings. They'll face the Lakers after this one. That'll be at home. That'll be the latter half of this two-game homestand. And here's DeRozan. He's got 19. Pass to Sabonis. The Kings need to get off a shot here. LaVine's shot is off.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
George passes to Bailey. Now Filipowski to the inside. And finished off by Bailey.
I like Bailey attacking the rim at that size.
DeRozan with a screen for Monk. Pass to Sabonis. Stolen by George. And it's Bailey in the corner. Now Kessler. Just 5 to shoot. Top of the key jumper, no good.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Monk kicks to Murray. DeRozan scanning the floor. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
And so far, going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
And Doug Christie wants a timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out.
For your dance team.
Some changes here for the Kings. Eubanks, he's checked in for Sabonis. Russell Westbrook comes in for Zach LaVine. And it's Keon Ellis in for Murray.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That's good from DeMar DeRozan.
And I like the aggressiveness of DeMar DeRozan's game. He's constantly testing the defense, looking for any weakness he can exploit to get a bucket.
Here's Sensabaugh. And the three off target. Ellis outside. Outside DeRozan. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. DeRozan's got 24.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Markkanen. He's got 25. The Jazz again can't hit it.
He may have had too much time to think about it.
Outside Westbrook. Now DeRozan. 24 points for him. Chalk up 2 there. DeRozan's got 12 points in just the second half.
Knowing his team needs a lift, He's putting them on his back.
29 seconds left to play in the third. Markkanen in the corner. No good, unable to end this run. The Kings trail by 7. To the middle. The Kings shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
First personal foul. 4th team foul. At the line for your Kings, DeMar DeRozan. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
Well, I like that DeRozan's one of those guys who can take over a game by himself or be the orchestrator. He adapts to whatever the defense is showing him.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
Here's Markkanen, and he drops it in from the low post. Markkanen's got 27 points. And so it's Utah, holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They've done a lot of great work from long range. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Oh, we have the chance now, folks. Let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Now that is an elite level dig. What a great pass.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. So on the floor for Utah, Markkanen is out there with George Niang. Then there's Jusuf Nurkic. Then it's Collier. And it's Sensabaugh in at the shooting guard position. Charge a screen on Markkanen. The shot by Monk is no good.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a coach.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
Now here's Westbrook. He started close, buries it from 3-point range.
An immediate answer. Schroeder's a competitor, and he wanted those 3 points back.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Nurkic a screen on Westbrook. Here's Sensabaugh. And Sabonis pulls it down. Sabonis has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Schroeder finds Monk. Outside Sabonis. Schroeder outside. Over Collier. And the rebound by Nurkic. Utah leading by 8. Markkanen passes to Collier. Here's Sensabaugh. Pass to Markkanen. And again for 3.
He's scorching hot. Another 3.
And he's approaching the franchise record for 3s in a game. Monk kicks to Sabonis. Monk outside. He's looking for Sabonis and finds him. Back to Monk. Lets it go from deep. Here's Saric. Nice work on the boards. Paying off with the basket.
And the anticipation of Saric, outstanding at staying engaged and just eating up those rebounds.
Nurkic up top, defended by Sabonis. Jazz passing it around. Niang passes to Markkanen. Here's Collier. No good on the 3.
Well, sometimes it's just not your night. But despite his struggles, they're ahead in the game.
Nurkic against Sabonis. Takes it out to Schroeder. Wide open. And right on target with the switch.
Well, after a scoreless first half, he's turning things around here, looking much more aggressive.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. And Schroeder's got the ball here for Sacramento. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points from downtown. And with that shot, the Jazz lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Šarić.
What a time for him to step up. Big three right there.
Well, guys who can make big shots at the end of games have become a necessity.
Markkanen can't get it to go. Sacramento's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Schroeder passes to Westbrook. And Šarić kicks to Westbrook. And it's Schroeder in the corner. And it's off from 3-point range. Jazz leading by 4. Markkanen looking it over. Pass to Nurkic. Here's Collier. The Jazz again can't hit it.
His shot selection's been poor. If I were coaching this team, he'd be sitting next to me.
Monk outside. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. It's hauled in by Sensabaugh.
Another miss. At some point, they need to tap someone else for a boost offensively.
To the inside. And there it is for him. And the Jazz lead by 6.
If you came to watch a scoring battle, you're in the right place.
Yeah, and how great have these offenses been for these teams tonight? Just fantastic execution.
And we got a timeout called by Doug Christie. And that timeout by coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. Big group substitution here for Sacramento. Eubanks, he's checked in for Sabonis. Murray comes in for Šarić. DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for Dennis Schroeder. And Levine subbed in for Russell Westbrook. And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Doug Christie said to his team. Coach delivering an inspiring message to his team saying, quote, "Hey, we can win this game. Believe in yourselves. Battle to the end." Honestly, guys, even I was a bit pumped up after hearing this one.
All right, Allie, thank you for that. And it's Murray with the jam.
Oh, powering that one down. Murray saw a chance to go for it and took it.
Here's George. A beautiful reverse layup. And the Jazz lead by 6.
Well, that's a great move. The reverse layup creates a tough angle for the defender.
Outside, Levine. And the 3-ball is good. Levine's got 33.
Yeah, despite them being behind, he's been impressive, but he can't do it all by himself.
Pass to Bailey. Now Kessler. Eubanks defending. Markkanen sets the pick for George. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. On the wing, DeRozan. He's guarded by Markkanen. Kick out to Levine. Good work there as it goes. Now just a 1-point Jazz lead.
Well, the defense has got to know When Levine is getting hot like this, they're in for a long night.
Here's Bailey. Back to Markkanen. George against Monk. Here's Kessler. The shot's good on the assist by George.
The assist.
George has got assist number 7 for him tonight. Sacramento's gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the 4th. Pass to Eubanks. Now here's Levine. Monk finds DeRozan to tie it up. Kessler with the rebound. Kessler's. Now Bailey. On the wing, Markkanen. DeRozan defending, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That's foul number 2 for him. And some changes here for the Kings. Sabonis comes in for Eubanks. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Malik Monk. And so it's Utah here with the ball. 17 points was their biggest margin. 6 to shoot. Back to Kessler. Three-pointer, Markkanen. It's rebounded by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Murray outside. Back to DeRozan. Over Bailey. And with that shot, the Jazz lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from DeRozan.
So simple and so effective. DeRozan is a monster in the mid-range.
The Jazz with another miss. The Kings have gone 8 of 14 from the floor here in the 4th quarter. Pass to Levine. Back to DeRozan. Holy cow! What a bailout!
And such a clutch shooter. I mean, he lives with a big shot. And when he's rolling like this, watch out.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now.
Dance time. Get ready, everyone. You see yourself up on the big screen? Time to show us your best moves. Let's go. Look at these moves. Bring those moves. Let's go. Ooh, next.
Goes in.
And over time, Markkanen has embraced more of a leadership role, which includes taking and making crucial shots.
At the line for the Jazz, Lauri Markkanen, shooting just 1.
That free throw good for Markkanen.
Yeah, big man with a sweet shooting stroke. Markkanen's skill set at his position is tailor-made for today's league.
Now, here's Sabonis. Here's Murray.
Jazz foul. Kessler. First personal foul. First team foul. Shooting for Sacramento, Murray. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
No good on that one.
And hard not to get excited about Keegan Murray's potential. He can shoot the ball. He rebounds it. If this guy continues to grow his game, he could end up being a high-level impact player.
Good on the second free throw. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. 17 points was their biggest margin. Markkanen outside. Here's George. 6 on the shot clock. From 11, Levine with the rebound. The Kings trailing. Oh, what a finish.
Those are huge points from Levine. Stepping up.
And they are really racking up the assists in this one.
And their team chemistry is evident. These guys enjoy playing with one another.
Now, here is George. Sabonis with the steal. Schroeder against Kessler. Outside, Murray. DeRozan. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it.
Huge turnover. At really the worst possible time. You have to value every possession, especially at this stage of the game.
And for the Jazz, they're shooting 40% in the fourth. Now Bailey. Now Kessler. That one goes in.
The big man delivers. Kessler just went to work.
Markkanen against DeRozan. Nice use of the glass on the finish.
And I love the tenacity, guys. He simply can will his way into games at times and exert his presence.
Now, here's George. On the wing, Markkanen. DeRozan defending. Here's Bailey. 5 to shoot. George.
Big-time basket at a big-time moment.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
And Doug Christie is called a timeout. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here.
Your team, you can't beat.
Now Murray outside DeRozan. There's 37 seconds left to play here in the fourth.
Well, hard to find a more clutch performer than DeRozan. He had no problem coming up with the huge make.
Now, here's George. On the wing, Markkanen. DeRozan defending. And the three misses. And they commit an intentional foul. See another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Had to foul him on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Lauri Markkanen, second personal foul. Third team. At the line for your team, DeMar DeRozan, taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2. So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game.
That was a giant trip to the line.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page. Turning here to our analysts, what factors, guys, come to your mind?
And it's do or die time. They need a bucket here to stay alive.
Yeah, the clock is their enemy, and they know it. We'll see if they go for the tie or try and get a quick one.
Here's Bailey, guarded by Levine. It drops!
Terrific ball movement leading to the basket. You love to see it.
And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
Third personal foul. Fourth team foul. At the line for your team, Zach LaVine, taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that will put them up by 2. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. George with the ball. Kessler got it. But it looks like this one might get reviewed. Very close on the release. And they're going back to have a look at it.
The previous play is under review.
Or the ball left his hand. This certainly isn't over yet. They may get a second chance. Now, if it's overturned, we're going to need overtime.
And to me, guys, it looks pretty clear-cut on the instant replay. I mean, the ball was out.
After review, the ruling on the floor is overturned.
And this game is not over. The officials are ruling that the shot will count, and we, Greg, are going to overtime.
How about that? I mean, what a fantastic end to regulation. This game has been terrific from the start. Really glad we get some overtime. A little bit more up.
I agree. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. Live from Golden One Center, you're watching 2K Sports. Glad to have you with us as we get going in overtime. Neither team giving an inch in this one. Bailey out there with Keontae George. Then there's Filipowski. Then it's Lauri Markkanen. And it's Kessler in at the 5 spot. DeRozan. Floats one up.
DeRozan drawing a lot of attention now.
Third personal foul. First team foul. At the line for 2, DeMar DeRozan.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. Both free throws good from DeRozan.
We expect nothing less. He's generally been very good at the line.
George sets a screen. Here's Markkanen. Puts up the 3. Good! Another from 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
Outside DeRozan. Now Murray. Schroeder setting the pick for Murray. DeRozan lets loose a 3. And there's the 3.
Yeah, and he doesn't take a lot of threes, but there DeRozan answers with one of his own.
Utah trailing here. Now Bailey. Now Markkanen. Markkanen a screen on Murray. 4 on the shot clock. No good from 3. And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for the King. And they double up DeRozan. From outside, a 3-pointer. Good!
Well, so often the catalyst, Schroeder, the recipient of a good pass that time, rewarding his teammates' trust.
Now, here is George. Here's Bailey. Now, Filipowski. Now Markkanen. Now George shoots the 3. Levine with the rebound. Now Sabonis. Big time jam. He was ready to receive and deliver.
Nice little flush there from Sabonis to cap off the possession.
And Will Hardy calls timeout here. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent.
You all know what time it is. Here comes your 916 crew, everyone.
Just under 2.5 minutes passed here in this overtime. George against Schroeder. Shot clock at 6.
Truly outdoing himself on the offensive end. You wish Kessler always attacked this relentlessly.
Schroeder outside. For 3. And down goes the 3.
Well, with Schroeder, when he's hitting threes with consistency, he's so much tougher to guard.
Now, here is George. Here's Kessler. Outside George. Takes the 3. That one misses. And it's Sacramento's ball. They're on a 13-5 run here. Sabonis sets the pick for DeRozan. And he cams it in.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
Well, clearly the defense has had no answer for them. Might be time to try something different.
Now, here's George. Markkanen outside. Beyond the arc. Connects again from distance.
He's got this defense scrambling, and even when they've got 2 guys on him, he just finds a way to create space.
And he's making some team history. He just tied the franchise record for 3-pointers in a single game. LaVine outside. Outside DeRozan. Fires the 3. Down it goes for 3.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this one.
Here's Bailey. Outside Markkanen. Now Bailey. He drills the 3. And here's Schroeder.
And they've been a different team here in overtime. They just seem to have lost their energy.
DeRozan, Markkanen with the block.
Well, that's a great job by Markkanen. Using his 7-foot frame. You forget how long he is.
Let's take a second look at that fantastic block.
And that block might serve as a spark for this team. We'll see if it can ignite them.
And he stays with it. LaVine. It's good.
And guys, overtime not nearly as competitive as regulation. They've used up all their energy just getting it to overtime.
And so it's Sacramento easily grabbing this one. They had to scrape and claw to push it to overtime, but they really came on in the extra period.
What a ride. I mean, I thought it might end in regulation, but you know what? They came through big and did exactly what was necessary once we got into OT.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Allie LaForce, and Stan Van Gundy, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, DeMar DeRozan.